more about all this at the end of the video, but right now let's get to the video. We want to choose 4 people out of a group of 6 and line them up for a photo. How many ways are there to do that? Well, it should be clear that the first thing we're going to do is choose the first person. How many possible choices are there? 6 possible choices. Then what are we going to do? We're going to choose the second person. How many choices? 5. Choose the third person. There are 4 ways. Choose the fourth person. There are 3 ways. So there are 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 ways to line those people, to choose those people. And each of those choices of 4 has been chosen in order. So there are 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 ways to choose the people in order. So there are this many ways to choose 4 people and line them up. We just line them up in the order they were chosen. Okay. Now, we can calculate 6 times 5 times 4 times 3. Of course, it's easy enough to multiply that out. You have 30 times 4 being 120, times 3 being 360. We pose the question, how can we write that in factorial notation? Well, 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 is 6 factorial. Now we got the 2 times 1 on the end there that we don't want. What do? Well, we divide by 2 times 1 and we end up with this. Now how do we do that with factorial? Well, 6 factorial is the 6 down through the 1. 2 factorial is 2 times 1. So this means 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 divided by 2, 1. Or we're multiplying the numbers. So the 2, 1 here divides into the 2, 1 up here. That gives us 1. We don't have to write that down. We just have 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 left over. Now, the 2 factorial. We can see from these numbers that it needs to be 2 factorial in order to get rid of the 2 and 1 that we would have for the 6 factorial. But 2 isn't one of the numbers that was given in the problem. Okay, we were given the numbers 4 and 6. So how could we express this in factorials in terms of the numbers 4 and 6? Well, of course, 6 factorial, that's what we're going to start with. We're going to have to, eliminate a couple numbers on the end. How many numbers on the end? Well, it's going to be 6 minus 4. That's how we get the 2. Okay, so we do 6 minus 4 factorial. That gives us the 2 factorial. Now we have a formula in terms of the numbers 4 and 6 that tells us how to calculate the number of possible ways to accomplish this task. In general, if we had a group of n people and we were choosing r of them to then be lined up for a photo, there would be p of nr number of, would stand for the number of ways, and it should be clear from the pattern we see here that we're going to be able to calculate this by taking n factorial, which corresponds to our 6 factorial, over n minus r factorial, corresponding to the 6 minus 4 factorial we have up here. Okay, that's what we call P of nr, the number of permutations of r objects chosen out of n without replacement. And that can also be written as subscript P, subscript n, then P, then subscript r. Again, that would be the number of permutations of r things chosen from among n. Now, often you'll see a terminology that says the number of permutations of n things taken r at a time. That never made sense to me, but if it makes sense to you, that's fine. But it means just what I said earlier. Okay, if you're still with us, the address at which you can find access to well over 2,500 videos, more than 300 hours, is http://vhmthphyd.vhcc.edu/vmenu.html. Videos covering all college transfer courses taught at my institution in mathematics and physics, including calculus-based engineering physics, up through multivariable vector calculus and introductory ordinary differential equations.